Yo guys, what's up? It's Teacher's Game 2 coming at you again with another video. It's a little bit glitchy because I'm in the lag zone right now, but I am showing you, I guess I'm about to show you, an unlimited source for hidden bases, which is just absolutely crazy. Now we're going to be down in the Aberration Zone of Valguero. Now I'll go ahead and show you my current chords. This is the long tunnel down. As you can see, the brightness as I look back into it. 37.4, 50.4 on the map. You can kind of see it's like a funky middle-ish kind of area. Now, I'm not even sure I'm going to pull out the GPS for all of these, but there are so many hidden spots on this map. It's kind of comedic. Now, I'll show you what I mean. So pretty much every tree that exists in this area, trying to do a little bit of a, has a natural protection, which is crazy. Now, there's one. This is a crappy area. This is just on the way down. However, the more you look at these trees of Valguero, I suppose you could call them, the trees of Valguero, they have some insane inside of the trees, safely hidden away from everything spots. Now here's a couple. There was the location for you, 37.4, 50.6. Those are for really small tribes. One or two guys would be plenty. You've got some of these trees on the way down. They're decent, still not great. However, I'm about to show you, well, I mean, my base on official is here as well, but these bases are on the ceiling of Valguero. Now, it takes some time to figure out where they are, but it's well worth it. Now, obviously, if you're a smaller, mid-sized tribe, they have these hanging floating bases. If you haven't seen my video on those, they're really awesome as well. Here's the chords of them. There are 5 of them in total. 30.0, 62.4. You can see some to my right over there, and I'll kind of zoom back out so you can see them. And then they kind of off into the distance over there. There's a ton over there. They are all over the place. Let me turn down my gamma a little bit here. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. But it's absolutely nuts. They're all over the place. Now I'm going to go ahead and look up. You can start to see how crazy this ceiling is. There are all kinds of base spots. Now I'm going to show you a couple of them. It's going to be a little bit longer of a video, but if you're paying attention, there will be so many spots that you're going to see are just absolutely crazy. So, the first one, right as you kind of enter into the zone, right up here, I've done this in another video. This is one of my favorite spots, actually. You're literally at the ceiling, and here's a nice flat surface for a smaller sized tribe. It's crazy. This is above the hanging bases too, at 24.5, 67.4. Absolutely nuts that this is even here. This is a crazy spot. It would be almost impossible to raid if you get some heavies up and a couple of turret towers. I mean, there's not much people can do to raid you on this one. Now, the more you stick to this little area up here, the more you find these little nooks and crannies. I am passing by tons of them. I've seen a lot of people put like little 1x1s up here, and I'm not going to go after them. It's crazy. I mean, if you got a couple of turrets, you'd have to lose some stuff in order to raid these spots up here. Now, this is at 20.1, 69.0. Lol. Anyways, right here on the edge, you can see all of these crazy little 1x1 base locations. It would be super cool to have this kind of stuff around. Now, this brings us to the first location that I'm going to show you that's kind of, well, you can call it OP if you want. It's a nice little small spot. Now, right over here, you can literally build, now unless they change this sometime soon, on top of these metal segments. So these metal segments would be crazy to build on top of. You wouldn't be able to fit much, but a small tribe could easily fit a 2x2 on top of these things. And there really is no true way up to you until rock drakes and other things get onto the map. And then you're good to go. It's a good spot in general. It's up to you if you want to build on them or not. 21.7, 76.8. Now, that being said, in this area also, I mean, it's a big area. You could easily, if you were an alpha, block it off pretty well. Here's another little tiny cliff area. They're just all over the place in this region, which is nuts. I can't even believe that they put this many spots down in the zone down here. Is a nice way to put it. But this is also a, I don't know, it really is just a phenomenal location. I have yet to find much better than this right here. It's a huge flat area, so you could put up a base pretty much anywhere you wanted to. You shouldn't see them just coasting nice and slow. It's a big area, so you could put up an alpha base in this spot. However, let's check these out. These are OP. Now, up above these areas that we just talked about, you got some really flat, good size for medium tribes. Even a large tribe could do, if you got some basic stuff, you could easily put stuff in this region in order to build a base. Now I'll go ahead and tag these locations for you. 23.2, 84.6 in the underground area. This is flat. It's up a wall. There is no way up, so you'd have to probably Ravager line your way up for the first couple of times, or climbing pick. It's up to you, obviously. But that's how I would do it. These are awesome too. They're connected to the wall, so you're almost at the ceiling too. Very hard to raid if you get a good defense up and running. Now, that's up to you. However, there are tons of these in this little area right here. You can see these little nooks and crannies. This one's more of a small, medium-sized tribe base, but look, ceiling's protected. You got reinforced walls in the back that they can't get through. As long as you guard this one side, that's it. You're safe. And that's crazy that that's even possible. I'll go ahead and show you another one. There's another hanging cliff, if you want to call it that. Okay, come on, let me up. Thank you. So this is the other one. This one's a lot bigger. This one is huge. There is a way up to it. This is the location of it for you. 25.1, 85.5. Again, on top of the map, hard to get to. There is a way to walk up to this one. If you really wanted to, you could probably work your way around this backside. I'll fly over so I can show you what I mean here. It's above the ground, but you could probably easily make a ramp or a zip line right there and get up to that one. So it's a little bit easier to get to, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's a crazy OP spot. Now, the further you go back into this zone, I'll show you what I mean, the more crazy stuff gets for you. Here's this little mini lake right here, and look at this up here. Let me show you what I mean. Up in this zone, okay, let me turn. Come on, please. Thank you. There are a bunch of tiny little ledges. Now this is also the... Come on, let me up, please. There we go. I'm starting to be able to get up. These spots are crazy because you have a ton of room to... Oh man, there we go. This is on the ceiling, so you're literally not able to get raided. Well, from above, I suppose, is a nice way to put it. And there are all kinds of little areas you could build on. And as you can see, I am in the point where it gets super bright, so I apologize. However, check this out. Let me get up here. You could easily put a couple of foundations in this area and defend it super well. Now, there's tons of little platforms as well, so if you really wanted to, you could put up a really nice base in this spot right here. I'll go ahead and show you the chords. 27.3, 93.3. And this is up on the ceiling as well. There's no flyers in here, so it's no Quetz raids, none of that stuff. As long as you have some good defense, this would be an awesome spot to hold. You could pretty much block off the entire area. Now, I'll go ahead and show you. You got your own little natural water source right here. There is nothing in the water. I guess you got a couple of anglers. And, okay, come on now. That's embarrassing. But you've got a couple of things right there, so you could easily just route some water up. It's got everything you need. And then really, if you were a large tribe, this would work really well too, because you just section this off right here, this little gateway, and then you got this entire built up area to yourself, which is crazy good. Now I'll go ahead and show you the next little area. I apologize. There's just so much down in this zone that you can easily build in that people have no idea how big and just awesome base locations could be back in here. We're at the little green ob right now, and I will show you the next spot. Up on top of this guy, you can build, unless they change it sometime soon, and there's no getting to you. How would you get raided from here? There's literally nothing anybody could do. Just up on top of this, that's insane. That's a possibility that you could put it up there. Now this is also how you get into the zone over here. This is one of the entrances. However, let me explain myself before you're like, well, I'm just going to get trolled there. Well, yeah, you could. However, you have to drop down onto these things, which is crazy. Because all you would have to do in order to make an insane base location right here, because this is the entrance right here to the cave. Super bright. You can kind of see that this is the entrance to the outer world. There's like the fall down area. If you just filled this area with spikes and put your base on the edge of this ledge, you have an almost impossible thing to raid, because the only way people could raid you is jumping down, dying, and blowing themselves up. And they'd have to do that like 10 times, maybe 15 to even get past a bunch of metal spikes right here. Location of it, 32.3, 92.1. So it's a crazy spot. I love this spot. I've been thinking about building up on one of these little ledges because then you really only got to defend from one side. And with some spikes, you're good to go. And there are lots of little ledges. Like I would put a base right over here on top of that thing with your main. And then you've got more spike locations. You're good to go. All right, now let's get to the super good stuff. Now, I showed you some of the awesome stuff so far, but there are some even better locations. Obviously, you can see those ones that go in right now. Let's check these out. So, first off, there's a drop spawn right here. Sometimes you get yellow. Mostly it's just purple. I've never seen anything that it's red, though, in this area. You have to go down to the Aberration Cave rad entrance in order to do it. But check this out. So, in this area, you've got these trees, right? Now, yeah, cool. You got trees. What's that even mean? What it means is you have an insane building capability. Now here's the ceiling you're about to run into it. See it right here. However, in most of these trees, you can actually build up inside of them. Where's the entrance to this guy? You can kind of see it right there. There's the entrance. And you can build an unraidable base because there's no way in. Okay, I hate sometimes these rock drakes just don't want to do what you want to do. There we go. So now I'm inside of one of them. You could easily, now this is not a big one. There are lots of bigger ones than this, but you could easily build like a 1x1, 2x2, 3x3 in this region and be protected. And it's almost impossible to see you. This little tree location, 28.7, 85.4. Now I'm going to go ahead and fly out of this for you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about with these other locations. Go to some of the bigger ones. That was a small one. Come on, let me go up. There we go. Alright, so here's another big tree. Now, this big tree, also, crazy base location. Let me up, please. Come on. There we go. Again, hidden, protected. You can kind of see inside of this thing. I'm not going to try and go super far inside of it, but it goes up even further, and you can kind of build some hidden little locations, and it goes up higher. I'm just not going to go up in there for right now, but there's some crazy spots up in here. Show you this 33.9, 80.8. This is really where the I'm telling you, this is where the alphas are going to be, because there are some really big ones I'll show you in just a second. But because no flyers, nothing like that, all it would take is some decent even just mediocre defense, and it's going to be almost impossible to raid you. Now here's another tree right there. That one's a good sized one. You can build a couple of small things inside that. However, we're going to the big one. I'm going to go to the super big one so I can show the people that are, I guess, waiting for their larger tribes to find some spots. You should go here. It's just my advice ahead of time. I don't really know a better location on the entire map. A lot of people are thinking about the oil cave. Yeah, the oil cave is nice and all. It's just not good compared to this, because you can raid the oil cave, some flak, I get some really good flak, some beer brews, and you're good to go. Now, check this out. I've told you about this spot before. This is where I have my base on official right now. Up on this ledge. Yeah, it's nice. This ledge is OP anyways. However, 42.3, 63.0. You're going to want to mark that spot. The biggest reason, check this out. This is a alpha spot if I've ever seen one. There is no way up through this backside over here. You are inside of a tree. You can build everywhere in here. Put some cliff platforms up. There are hidden little nooks and crannies, and the only way up is via some sort of line with a Ravager, Rock Drake, Menagamer, whatever they're called. And there are hidden spots all over the place that you can get to in here, like this one. It's an absolutely crazy location. Once people figure out that it's here, this is going to be the spot that people go. I'm telling you that much right now. 46.5, 63.3. It's a crazy spot. I hope that some people, I mean, there are going to be alpha bases here because it's huge. You can put a teleporter here and you're good to go for everything you need. Now, yep, there's some more over here. I know you guys are like, wait, how do all these exist? But let me show you a couple more. This one's a little lower to the ground, but it's hidden inside a tree as well. And we're inside the next tree. This one goes up quite a ways too. You could get further and further up this thing. However, this is a cool little spot here. You still got to jump up to get here, so you're not just going to get raided by trikes and stuff like that. 43.3, 68.4. Another large zone inside of a tree, which again, super cool. A lot of good spots in here. It's just this area in general is just crazy. Now, if you're really cautious, you can make it to the next level of, let me show you what I mean. So we're back at that spot that I showed you where there's a big tree there. Look up. In this area, you can see all these vines all around us. I'll try and zoom in so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So, I'm going to be a little bit funky with the camera. When you look up, there's all kinds of vines and trees and stuff like that. That's the ground down there that I'm looking at, but we're not going to the ground. You can actually access a special part of this map that is almost unraidable long-term with anything you could possibly meander or figure out. Because these vines, you can build on top of all of them. So you have an infinite number of base locations you could put up on top of the map where nobody could get you. Now you probably would need some cryopods in order to do something like this. You can see that over there. I'll try and jump to it so you can see that it's still legit as well. Now, this one's at the world edge right here, but these guys go in long systems the entire way around the map, which is crazy. Show you the location. 41.4, 63.1. Now, I'm going to drop down. I'm not going to show you anymore because obviously these guys are all over the ceiling, which is crazy that this is possible. Again, another one on top of the map, looking down into it. This is another tree spot. The ceiling's right above you. 38.6, 66.5. This literally means there is an infinite number of hidden base locations that people can't troll you in because there are no flyers down here, which is awesome. At least I think it's awesome because these vines run the entire way around the map. Check this out. If you built a couple of good defenses right up here, this is insane. Some of these spots are just crazy. You do eventually run into the world border when you're on this thing, but for quite a while you can get around. Like right now I'm running into it, as you can see, but you could build up right next to the world border on top of the map so nobody could possibly raid you. 40.2, 69.4, and it's just a crazy location. Here's another little lower point right here. But this is what I mean by there's an infinite number of locations, because you could build a crazy fort up here. Without flyers to get up to you, you can't fit a Desert Titan through these cracks. So you're basically unraidable, which is what you're looking for. So this spot is just absolutely OP, as you can see right now. I'm going to go ahead and level up my rock drake so I can take a picture and show you what I mean. But I mean, look at this spot. It's just insane. So that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this video and you'll be able to find some more on your own as well. But I really hope you enjoyed what I was able to show you so far, and hopefully you learned a couple of things about this new map. There's some crazy stuff all over the place to build on, even little nooks and crannies that I'm still finding, like this one right here. If you don't mind leaving a like and subscribe, because it does make a difference, and I will keep pumping out videos for you guys. Anyways, see ya.